Chat UK. This is the right space to explore real-life issues affecting real people. We provide professional counseling to individuals, couples, organization, schools, church, and others. Follow, share, subscribe on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Let's Chit Chat UK.
Good afternoon. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Let's Chit Chat, a platform where we discuss real issue for real people, real situations. So, welcome to Let's Chit Chat. I'm Pastor Cecilia. Let's Chit Chat. I'm Pastor Cecilia, and this is my co-host today. If you'd like to introduce yourself.
As usual, my name is Pastor Enoch, and we are here to chit chat.
Chit chat, exactly. This is Pastor Enoch. We miss our co-host tonight, Richard. We haven't got Richard on board tonight. We're definitely greatly going to miss Richard. Hopefully, by his grace, we have Richard next week. So, Richard, wherever you are tonight, we definitely missed you. But hey, we are here. Let's chit chat tonight. It's a very great topic tonight. It's a topic that makes or breaks tonight. So, our topic tonight is who must make the first step in a couple's conflicts, couple's relationship. Who should be the first one to make the first step? Who should be the first person to look for a resolution, look for a solution, look for peace, look for calm, look to settle? Are you in a relationship at the moment where you are always the first one to be actually making the first step? Either you're right or wrong, you still expected to make the first step. So, Pastor Enoch, tonight, who should make the first step? What do you think?
Mommy, it's very interesting question, and it's very interesting topic also. I believe that in a relationship, disagreements, quarrels, and so many things are inevitable in any relationship. So whether we like it or not, we have our differences because we all come from different houses or different homes, and at times different backgrounds and upbringings. So definitely we will have some disagreements, and we have some kind of challenges in relationship. But what I believe, as the question is that since the man is the head of the house, the first test must be from the man. The man must be able to exercise authority as the head of the family, or as the head of the relationship. So, mommy, I definitely believe that it's the man that is supposed to make the first move, make the first move to solve the problem, whatever it is.
Wow. Well, someone should say that, another man should say that I didn't start. Maybe he's not at fault at that specific time. He hasn't started the issue. So it doesn't matter either he started the issue or not, either he's right or wrong. Should he always be the first person to make the first step? Would he not teach the other partner to carry on doing the same thing? At which point do you balance that the person needs to change? Maybe it's something that they're doing that is wrong. And again, if you carry on making the first step, will that teach them a lesson? Will that get them learn? Will that are you just settling for peace, or are you settling to teach the person that also if you are wrong, you have to admit you're wrong and change? When you say that a man should make a first step always, mind you, issues that comes to conflicts in relationships mainly bring into either divorce or separation or misunderstanding or lack or loss of communication at all, is because sometimes people don't know who to make the first step, who to apologize. Some people will tell you, I keep on apologizing. Even when I haven't done wrong, I just apologize for the sake of peace. Well, we know that the word of God says soft words will calm down any wrath, but a harsh word will also obviously bring argument. Should it be the person who, even if they not afford, should they always be the one making the first step? When you say a man should be the one, if he's consistently not the one causing the problem, should he also be consistently the one bringing, looking for a resolution, even when he hasn't caused a problem?
I mean, it is very interesting. I quite remember one time I brought some situation to you, and what I realized from your solution to that problem was that change starts from you yourself.
It's true.
Change starts from you yourself. And let's say as car, the driver controls everything in the car. Whether the passengers are making noise, whether the passengers are doing their things, it's the work of the driver to drive them safely. And the man is the head. I'm not saying that if the other partner maybe commit, he or she shouldn't apologize. But I'm saying that the man carry the steer of the relationship. So per se, if you want your woman to apologize, sometimes it depends on your actions towards the woman. There are people, they won't even speak to you, but their actions will tell you if indeed you are in a good relationship. Mommy, I tell you that the man's action will let the woman know that, oh, this what I did, I must apologize. But if you are a man and like you have a kind of anger that anything you don't want to compromise, as we talked about the other time, you don't want to compromise anything, you want to be equal with the woman, there is always going to be some sort of trouble. There's always going to be some sort of argument in the relationship. But since God has given you the wisdom, I think, Mommy, perfectly, I'll still stand on my word that is the man that must make the first move.
Well, you have thrown back my words. You have thrown back my word. I remember that issue very well. I had to come and tell you that changes will start by you, because if you want change, then you have to definitely apply that change in your life, whatever situation you want. Should it be said that also that because of the relationship is always very complex between couples, so it will take a mature or a grown-up couple, a partner within the two, to understand that, okay, this situation, maybe the way I behave, just like you said, the way I behave will make my wife, if she's persistently not apologetic, or she persistently doesn't understand where she's going wrong or what she's doing wrong, or the other way around also, the wife, the way she behaves will make the husband understand that, okay, you need to apologize because of what you have done. Should it then be said that the character of, or the attitude, or the behavior, or the way the other partner carries himself or behave in a certain situation or problem will bring then the other person to understand that, okay, I need to change, I need to apologize. If I have done wrong, I should not always waiting for the other person to apologize, because let's assume for argument's sake there's a problem that's happening in a couple, in a situation where the person who has started doesn't understand that they started the issue, or even if they do understand, they simply don't care to apologize. So the way you behave as the other partner will bring them to apologize, or bring them to understand that I've done wrong, let me apologize. So should it then be said that the other couple also play a big part, or plays a big part in finding resolution in the problem?
Definitely, the other couple or the other side also plays major role. As you said earlier on, that it takes mature people to enter into relationship. So if one is in a relationship, first of all, I will assume that the person is mature enough, and somebody that is mature enough will be able to know how to lay the ground working, how to
Mm.
lay the ground working for the
Sorry.
relationship to
Mm.
go on,
Mm.
for the relationship to go on.
Mm.
So I think what I'm understanding is that you're trying to bring my mind to the standard. It's two people that are in a relationship. Yeah, I do believe that it's two people that makes things work. It's the both couple that make things work. But all the same, as I was saying, the way that you talk to the person, even if the person is not admitting his fault or
Mm.
her fault, I
Mm.
think the best way is to directly speak to the person. Directly speak to the person. There are people that will try to start by argument. There are people that will try by starting with argument. And whenever you start with argument, the things will never go on well, because the other partner will try to explain herself.
Mm.
So the best way is that when you go directly to the person, even if like you are not at fault, I'm saying that as the head of the family, you should be able to be wise enough to know that even though my partner is the one at fault, but when I go directly to let the partner know that, oh, this issue, this
Mm.
this issue, this issue will go on to make a problem. I
Mm.
think the husband should make direct effort to tell the wife that, or the one that he is in relationship with, the actual problem, by not starting by agreement. And when that occurs, I think the woman, since also she is mature enough, will understand the love and the caring of the husband. Nobody wants a relationship whereby you don't feel comfortable, whereby always there is an argument. So when one argument starts, it brings another. Look at
Mm.
what you two did the other time. Look at what this and that, this and that. That has
Mm.
been going on. That has been going on by accusing each other. But mommy, I think the best way, and always what I'll stand on my ground, is for the man, you pursue it as a man, as the head of the family. You go straight to the point, and every mature lady, lovely lady, will understand it perfectly.
Okay, should it be said that there are some relationship where one can experience where there's a problem, then one specific problem happens, people don't look to resolve that problem, then they remind you, like you just said, they remind you, oh, last time you did the same thing again, then the other day you also did this, then the other time, remember? So they start reminding you of every single thing you have probably potentially done wrong, or potentially not been right. So should that then rebel the other partner? Because there are some partners where you do one thing wrong and then they list all the things that you've done wrong for the time they know you to now. So on that level, you then turn around and think, okay, hold on, you're not sent here. You have also done this and done that and done that. Is it fair to say that that is where most couple or most people in a relationship go wrong? Because they will always remind the other person of what they have done yesterday,
Mm,
which
mm,
they're not aiming to resolve today's problem.
mm,
Today's problem is even sometimes forgotten on the where the issue started. You might
mm,
start an issue today, but that today's problem is forgotten because they will call on yesterday's problem instead of dealing with the issue at hand. You find
mm,
yourself dealing with something that happened 5 years ago, 3 years ago, 2 years ago, perhaps it happened somewhere, and it becomes more or less you don't know what you're solving anymore. You don't know the problem that you even have anymore. Should it be fair to say that? Because some people, when they feel like they are at fault and they don't want to apologize, or they don't want to own up to whatever is happening to change, because it's mainly about changing. Most couples issues about changing. Maybe one person doesn't want to change. Maybe one person doesn't want to back down. Maybe one person wants your opinion to be heard so often enough that at one point the other couple just becomes fed up and tired that it's always persistently you are always right and I'm not right. So at one point they get tired. Then the issues that they're dealing with is completely forgotten because they bring in other
Mm.
issues on top of what they're dealing with. So at the end of the day, no one knows where the problem even started and no one knows where the problem is going because issues are not dealt with there and then. And should it also be fair to say that if you're in a relationship, one the minute where someone has done something wrong, should it be
Mm.
fair to say that to tell them at that point, but not to wait until the second thing is done wrong? Then you now bring the two wrongs together and make them into a big argument.
I mean, this what you're saying is very interesting, and it is what has been happening in most relationships. And sometimes we will say that, oh, this is the first time this person committed this kind of act. So why don't I just give the person, let's say, the benefit of the doubt, and let's say wait for maybe if the person will change or
Mm,
not. And it's very bad. It's very bad, as you were saying. Once the sin or once that action is being committed, the
mm,
best way is to approach the person straightforward, straight
mm,
away. Let the person know that, oh, this what you did, I don't like it. Like
mm,
the other time that we were saying something concerning actions of some men and towards women. If
mm,
somebody commits something, the best
mm,
way and the first thing is for you to alert the person. If
mm,
I've done something to you and you don't let me know my wrong, I'll be keeping on doing it because I
mm,
know that, oh, maybe you like it and you might not like it, and that is a serious problem in relationship. That means the person is just keeping the anger or keeping whatever mistake the other partner has done, keeping inside of him or her. So he or she is waiting for the right time to act.
mm,
So before that, you realize, so, some love issues. Some people love die long time whilst they are in a relationship because of keeping anger and keeping mistakes of the others. But when you confront the person straight away, mommy, the person will be able to let you know the reason why he or she committed that mistake, and for you to be able to find solution to it, than
mm,
you just harboring the thing inside of you. It's
mm.
like unforgiveness.
Yeah.
That's how people are. All the
Mm,
same, they will be doing like they will be accusing themselves, or they will be wronging themselves by saying, oh, you know what, this what the person has done. Oh, maybe I can't forgive, or let me get. There is no second time of doing anything. Just go straight to the forward what the person has done. Here, mommy, people most people that I've encountered, they are straightforward. They don't hide anything from you. They talk their mind to you for you to be able to also to speak your mind. So I
mm,
think the best way when you are dealing with such situation is not to wait for another day or another time. Oh, let me find. But it depends. If, let's say, the thing is in public, and you and your partner is in public, I think you cannot just confront the person straight away. You must cause disgrace to the partner, and it must
mm,
not be able to help the relationship to stand again. But aside that, I think the best way, as soon as you guys get home, then you do your possible best before you sleep. Even the Bible said us that let not the sun set off on our anger. So we should we shouldn't just. That's what the Bible is saying. So we should just follow when somebody does something. Oh, my son, this is what you said. I don't like it. My
Mm,
son, you can change. You know, one person told me something. He said that he's afraid of those that when he commit mistake will not tell him, and later on they will bring the topic. And it's very true. A true brother, a true friend, or a true partner will let you know your mistake straight away, so that you can just correct yourself. It's true. Like you have seen that your partner maybe is not dressing well, or maybe the person stinks and those kind of things. You know, maybe you can control it, or you can just ignore it. But the person might take it outside, and it will cause disgrace to the person. So,
mm,
mommy, the best way always to solve a problem is to approach the problem as when it comes. The first time the problem comes, you approach it, and you'll be able to solve it straight away, mommy.
mm. That's very good. We have comments from Minister Albert. The comments, she's putting very good comment there. Women are to build a home, so women are home builder, meaning that women will always seek for peace all the time, and this including a peaceful house. And then she says, give the man a reason to come home every night. So if you're not too fat, if you're not argumentative, if you're always apologetic, so your husband will come home every night. Then she says communication is the key, the main key features in every relationship. But now I keep that comment in mind. I'm going to give you a scenario where specifically this is a family circle, but hey, this is real issue for real people. So we are talking about real issue for real people. There's nothing about fictions here. These are things that are happening to people, and many people are suffering, so they will have to know what to do. I have a brother. I said my brother. He has his wife. The woman is never wrong. She has never been wrong from the time they got married to now. She's
Mm,
not wrong. She's always right.
mm,
In as much as my brother is always apologetic, he's the one who apologizing every time, because if he doesn't apologize, then obviously the woman will never know that she has done wrong. So she never apologized. But then she carried it to the stage where she can just talk anyhow to any family member. She has no limits to anyone, from child to adult. She just doesn't care. She just doesn't bother, because she has done it with the husband often enough, and the husband is always the one apologizing. So she has carried it as a behavior to cross board, cross board. So
mm,
to her, shame and disgrace is gone, is finished. But she knows that as for my husband, he will always apologize. So I can take it to anyone and everyone, because if I cannot respect my husband, so who is out there for me to respect again? So should it then be said that if a man just carries on apologizing, are you not teaching that woman a behavior where they can get out of control? It can not just, like you said, it can move to the outside world where it becomes like the talk of everyone. Oh, as for her, she doesn't apologize. As for her, she doesn't respect. As for her, because the husband has allowed it to go on, and then she has not taken it to the next level. Should it then be said that if a man is always the first one to seek for peace, the first one to look for peaceful heart, wouldn't it be a shame for that man where the wife is now going outside and kind of like portraying that same behavior to everyone that she meets wherever and however she pleases, because she definitely knows that the husband will not sit her down, so no one else can sit her down. What do you think on that for that?
Mommy, this topic, has brought so many memories when I was talking to you. So, in fact, I'll be using the solutions that you have been giving me and the some kind of directions that you have given me as your son for example always. You know, you made me realize one thing, and that is before you get even into marriage, mommy, you have been in a relationship with a partner. Sometimes we do the courtship for several years
mm,
before we get into the actual marriage. So you know what you are entering and what you are going into. So the
mm,
first thing that you should realize is that you don't water what is bad.
mm,
You don't water a bad seed, but rather you uproot it.
mm,
Right.
mm,
So I think as the head of the family and as a man, all that you got to do is to be the head,
mm,
no matter what. You got to be the head. You have to let your woman know that that's how even God has made it, and that's how it is. I'm not saying you by forcing or controlling the
mm,
woman, by letting the woman know what's supposed to be done. Because as you are saying, it's like, oh, either he is wrong or she is wrong. The man will not say anything, right? The man is okay with it. He will apologize if even the woman has no. If you have done wrong, I must let you know that this what you did is not right, and you better stop. Because he couldn't control his house, now the woman has gone on board, like overboard, and by also disrespecting the parents or the external family as well. So the best solution is that you need to sit the woman down. And as you said, if the woman is matured enough, the woman must know that in as much as it doesn't matter, even if like you have more resources than the man is the head. And if you want your home, you have to calm yourself down. If you want your home, you have to solve certain things or compromise certain things. And if the woman is still not ready for it, mommy, I tell you, to be in a house or a home that is not really a home is very hectic.
mm.
You can't sleep, you can't have your being, and nobody wants to die before his or her time. So the yeah, mommy. So the best way I think is that do not give room for
Mm,
certain behaviors that
mm,
other partner is doing in the house that you think is bad and you don't do anything about it. Because at the end of the day, everybody is going to regard you as your wife is regarding you.
mm,
If your partner doesn't respect you, you don't expect somebody else also to give you that kind of respect. So mommy, always as a man, that's why I'm on the man. That's why
mm,
I'm on the man. God has given us the wisdom and the knowledge to manage our house. As Christ is the head of the church, Christ has managed the house well. So
mm.
as we are studying from Christ, so we must be able to also know how to control our wives and how to control our homes by not letting them like we don't have free babies or freebies always in life. We all need to compromise, mommy, in one thing.
Yeah, I do agree, and I'm going to bring something from what you just said. If I just read the comment that we again received from Mr. Bertha, she says, Pastor Enoch, most people enter relationship knowing the bad attitude of their partner, but accept it and does nothing about it, about the bad attitude, and it only gets worse and worse and worse. So most people will enter a relationship, they already know that the partner is behaving very bad, but they do nothing about it. They accept it, they agree to that, but it only gets worse with time. So therefore, if you missed it at the beginning, to correct it at the beginning, or to settle the score at the beginning, or to let the person know that this behavior can potentially bring to a breakup of a relationship or break off of a marriage or whatever it is, then the attitude or the behavior only going to grow and grow and grow until it reaches the stage where you cannot control the person anymore. And I remember, I'm just going to bring again my sister-in-law, because we are talking about real issue for real people. So I hope she's listening and she's hearing. If not, but I can always forward her the chat, because at the last speaking to my brother, and he said only fool cannot learn, because I brought back the issue again. Then he says only fool cannot learn. So he has classified her with the fools, because obviously she's not changing, she's not learning, she's not ready to learn. So he has classified her with the fool. So when you get to the stage where you have classified your partner, your wife, or your husband with the fool, and again, we know in the book of Samuel where Abigail had to run to King David, and he calls the husband a fool. He's a fool, neighbor. He's a fool because he behaves foolishly. So obviously the wife has to end up calling him a fool, because he's foolish man. So he ended up saying only fools cannot learn. So therefore he at the beginning entered the relationship, saw all the sign, knew all the sign, but was not ready to correct it. Maybe because it suited him, maybe because he kind of like felt like, oh, I don't want argument, I just want a peaceful house. But then up to when do you know that a peaceful house is becoming a dangerous house? If you just tune in, this is Let's Chit Chat. We are talking about couples and who must make the first step in a couple's relationship. A person who reflects will say that whoever is wrong in that relationship or in that specific problem must make the first step and apologize, but it doesn't always happen that way. Some relationship, one person consistently and constantly apologize all the time. Another relationship, someone, in order for them to apologize or to see they're wrong, once they've done wrong, they will bring everything that you have done in the past 10 years and put them in front of you in order for them to escape to admit they're wrong or to admit that they have done something wrong. Some people, they will bury their head in the sand to say, you know, I cannot deal with this at all. And it grows and grows and grows until it becomes everyone is taking their step. One is saying I'm right, the next person is saying I'm right. So it turns out to become no one is right after all. And again, if you're having a problem with somebody, and then even when you're right and you argue you're right, you turn out to become wrong at the end, because you arguing you're right, you might end up saying words that will be wrong at that specific time, because you're trying to demonstrate your righteousness or you being right in that specific problem or issue. Then you end up saying the wrong thing, and you end up becoming wrong, or you end up attacking, or you end up bringing things that you should not have brought, and it turned out to become wrong at that specific time. So we are still talking about couples problem. Who should be the first one to apologize, to step up and to come down? My son is still insisting that men should always be the first people to apologize and to say and keep the house at peace and keep their wife at peace. But in there, I keep their wives in order. But then I have a problem where if a man keeps on apologizing and carries on looking for peace consistently, what is it teaching that woman? Is it teaching that woman the right thing? Because the minute you apologize all the time and constantly and consistently, do you know the level of power you're giving to that woman? How they can go and use that power to maybe their workplace, to maybe your family, to maybe the church, to maybe the environment where they are, to maybe the community where they are, because they know that if my husband cannot challenge me, then who are you to come and challenge me? And again, same with men. If the wife is always the person apologizing, you're also giving your man the power, because he knows that if my wife cannot talk to me, then who else will talk to me? If my wife cannot tell me I'm wrong, then who is out there who will come and tell me that I am wrong? So they can carry on doing the wrong thing and moving on, because the wife doesn't sit them down and tell them that you are actually wrong. So no one else can sit them down to say they are wrong. What do you think?
Mommy, it's true. One minister, the minister that you said was making some sense very well, and it's not about you apologizing to the partner. She said it's about the communication. Yeah, we're not saying that you should go like always apologizing and this kind of thing. But then it might look like you giving the power to the woman. But we are talking about constructive discussion with the woman. We're talking about how you communicate with the woman about the issue at hand. That power, and I'm still insisting, is in the hand of the man to let the woman know that indeed I'm in control of the house. You're not saying go on, apologize, and this kind. When you are able to control the house by not apologizing, the woman won't go outside and make the same mistake. You sit the person down. This what is going on. It's not working in the relationship. This issue that we are confronting, you are not helping, and you give some kind of direction or ways how you people should go about it. That's what I'm talking about, that as the man, you first have to make the first move, the first step whenever you notice something. Men are supposed to have that kind of high eyesight. You always have to look beyond the problems in the house, the goods, what is going on right, what is going on wrong in the house, and to bring out solution. That's why the woman is your helper. Is there to help you. When you have a vision, is that the woman can run with it. So you can't go to the woman to ask the woman about your vision. It's like you letting her direct your ways. You have the vision. You came to marry the woman. It's not the woman that came to marry you. You went and married the woman. So that means that you have the responsibility as a head of the family and to direct the house. You see, anyone that refuses to take responsibility always blame others. So instead of blaming somebody, you have the right and you have the knowledge as a man to let things work in the house. So I will still insist that the
Yes.
man has to make the right move.
I like what you just said earlier, just now, but before I go to what you just said, Ms. Alberta just said she believes it's how the discussion is done and even where the conversation is done. So how and where is very important.
Perfectly.
How is done and where is done is very important. But then you just said something on earlier on that as a man, you have the vision. You decided to go and marry that woman. The woman did not have the vision. So the woman cannot come and run your vision. You run it together with her, or you direct it, or you lead it, and then she follows. But there are some women that completely takes over and runs it while the man is observing or following behind, because under the assumption that, or under the argument that he wants a peaceful house, he wants his house to be at peace, he wants his house to be quiet, he wants his house to be a place to come to, a place not to confront any argument, a place to sleep quietly. So what do you say? And you said something on earlier on that also, as a man, you have the more or less the final say. Then is how you say it and where you say it. That's the most important thing. How you say it and where you say it. Because if you have a wife who is argumentative, let's say for instance, they always right. How you bring them to understand that they're wrong is very important. And where you bring them to understand that they are wrong is also very important. Same with a man as well. If you have a same with a woman, if you have a man who is never admitted he's wrong, he's always right, how you bring him to understand that he's wrong is important, and where you bring him to understand that is wrong is important. But there are some people out there that cannot change, and then we say again that it's only fools that cannot change. There's some people, no matter what you say, they know that they are right. No matter what you say, they can never make this first step. They always waiting for the other person to make the first step. If you do find yourself with someone like that, what do you do? What advice can you give to somebody who finds themselves with somebody who consistently and constantly, that's just is the nature of the relationship or the nature of their marriage, the other partner never admits they're wrong, and they just managing the relationship because they have come to the place to realize that for me to be in the relationship or the relationship to carry on, I just have to carry on making the first step. I just have to carry on apologizing. They don't do it because they want to do it. They don't do it because they're happy doing it. They do it because they want to stay in that relationship, and they stay in that relationship with heartbreaking, with probably bitterness, with loss of confidence, loss of hope. What will you say to such a person tonight?
Yeah, mommy, thank you so much. What I would say is that, as I was saying earlier on, uh, the man brought the vision, and you too, you brought your vision in life. So before you guys got together and started everything, you all know yourselves, and you made compromises. You know what you are in for. But one way or the other, some people get into the middle of the sea. They try to change the steer of the ship. They try to change the steer of the ship, as what happened to Vasti. It got a point that she's beautiful. She has married the king. Now things are moving on well. Now she's the queen, but rather she forgot that she's queen because a king married her. So I think what what I would say about that situation is that, since you guys knew where you started from and where you were going, and as the minister said, it depends on the kind of discussion and the communication. So you need to sit down together and remember that you started the journey together and you loved each other before these kind of things. And sometimes in the marriage issue, you made a vow that till death do you guys part. So you have to you have to know that in life, as we were saying the other time, there must be compromise. You can't just have your way whenever you want it, wherever you want it, and whatever that you want. The world is not built like that. The world is built on compromise. To have a successful marriage, you need to compromise your anger. You need to compromise sometimes your pride. Some people doesn't want to take responsibility of their problems or responsibilities of their actions. So the best thing is that the couple needs to take responsibility. When you are at mistake, the husband comes home, you know how to deal with certain things. That's why relationship is for matured people. If you are not matured enough, you cannot be in a relationship. Because I was saying that this person is coming from the other side, this person also is coming from the other side. You all have your problems. That the world even is a problem. The world that we are living in is even a problem itself. So we want solutions. So I think, mommy, in relationship, each person must take responsibility, and it will make the relationship work.
Brilliant. We have few comments from Mr. But say, Mahmoud of lesson in marriage, women make your husband feel foolish even when they are wrong. And then turn your negative comments to a questions to him. And then this is a question: before people get married, do they talk about vision of the family you want to build? So that's a very good question. Before people get married, do they talk about vision of the family that they want to build? I don't know what you think about that. I've been married before, and again, maybe because I married very young, I didn't know what was a vision then. I didn't know that there was any vision in a marriage apart from you love the person and the person loves you, and then boom, you're married and you have children. When you marry, you're very young, you don't think about vision or mission or whatever it is. But as a mature person, mature people who are getting married, I would really want to know, because sometimes mature people are getting married. When I say mature, or be older people, if you go and get married when you're about 27, 28 upwards, you are old enough at least to know at that stage that you might have plan, you might have vision, you might have things that you wanted to do and you want to implement them in a marriage. So do people have vision in a marriage when they do get married? At this stage, I will say definitely me getting married now, I will have a vision because I've reached a stage of maturity. I know what I'm doing. I should know where I'm going if I want to get married. I should know the reason why I'm getting married. It's not just love alone. It should be a bit more than that. You should be able to study the person, understand the person, know that you can live with them for 1, 2, 3 years or ongoing all the way to the rest of your life without any issues that you have not discussed at the beginning. So, which I don't know, I will ask you that question: do people have visions? Do they have vision of their marriage when they do get married? What do you think? I will say, when you move in, you beside people who do get married when they're very young, because they don't know anything about vision or what the future holds. But when someone is getting married, when they have grown up a bit, finished the university, started working, do you think they have vision?
Mommy,
Or do they just make visions as they go along? I definitely know I married young and I made visions as I was going along. So every step was a new vision. Every step was a new thing, because it's thing that you enter, you're very young. There are many things that you never predicted. You never had the time to understand, but you're already there. So you get to understand them there. But then when someone is getting married a bit mature, a bit older, they have had the time at least to stop to study many couples around them, see many people around them. So do they have vision? Do couple have visions? What do you think?
Thank you, Mommy, and thank you, Minister. Back home, God richly bless you. Mommy, what I would say is that, one time I was talking to my grandmom, and she was trying to let me know that it's good that I reach the age of 34, 35 before I get married, because she married young, and due to that, things that didn't work out the way that she wanted. If she was supposed to go back, she wouldn't make the same decision again. And this, now we call the vision preferences. What you prefer. Now that's what we call it. So before you are talking to the lady, you are telling the lady that this is what I prefer for you to do for me. It is your vision that you are connoting to the lady. And if the lady tells you that this is what I prefer, anytime you do this, I'll be happy. It tells you the vision where the person is going. So sometimes when you are communicating, the person shouldn't just bring large people to list my vision. Oh, I want to do this, I want to do that. Before you know that the person has a vision. The person has a vision by telling you their preferences.
Mm.
And I was talking to one lady that, mommy, I wanted to go into a relationship with, and this question came up, and she asked me of my vision. Then she realized that my vision is about more than 5 years, and she said, I'm not young to wait for that time. I'm not young to wait for that time. So what will you do if you want to be in that relationship? Then you need to compromise and know how you go about certain things. So when somebody is telling you your his or her preferences, I think you should pay attention to it and know that this person is telling you their vision. So any relationship that we went through, we had some kind of preferences. Whether we were shy or we feared to connote that to our partner, it didn't mean that we didn't have our preferences. So the first mistake is that you didn't tell the person what you want for your life and how you want your life to be. So, mommy, in every relationship, there is a vision. Maybe we don't pay attention to it, and that has been some kind of bad thing for we the youngsters. That
Mm.
when somebody is speaking, we know where the person is coming from. So, mommy, any relationship, there is a vision. You have to pay
There's a
attention
vision.
to it.
You have to pay attention. As we coming closer to random, should it be fair to say that most relationship should it be fair to say that most relationships do go wrong because the vision has not been communicated loud enough, or the vision has not been uh, kind of understood very well? That's where we get to the stage where one person has to consistently and constantly has to be making the first step, or when the time comes for them not to be able to make that first step in that relationship, then everyone takes their way, because sometimes separation comes because one person has been perhaps making the first step, and the minute they say, hold here, been making the first step, what have you been doing? And then if the other partner is not willing or ready to understand it, then breakup is inevitable, because the person has been taught or has been trained, or you have allowed the person to understand that they cannot make the first step. They never wrong. Even when they're wrong, they always wait for you to actually apologize. It comes to the vision of where this question is very, very good asked, that the vision of the relationship could also be placed as who apologize when you're wrong. If you're wrong, how to apologize and when to apologize. Could it be also established at the beginning of the relationship that, okay, if you're wrong, admit you're wrong and we move on. There's no problem about it. You admitting that you're wrong, it doesn't remove anything out of you. It's just to know that you have been wrong. You have treated the other person unfairly or unjust, and agree to it, and then that's it. I don't know what you think about that.
Yeah,
It could be
mommy,
one of the vision.
it's very true that you know admitting that you are wrong is very necessary. Whether you are the man or you are the woman, you need to take responsibility of your actions. That's why I was saying that some people have this kind of character that no, always you should be this person and you should be this one. But mommy, I have a problem. You see, whereby there is a consistent complaint or argument in a relationship. Sometimes we don't take that to into consideration. You know, sometimes we as young people I mean, when I was talking to you the other time, I was in a relationship and I used to complain, why don't you do this? And I realized that this person is not changing and the same thing. So I came to you, and the best solution is what you gave me, because it will go on and go on that when you people get married, you will try to solve the issue from there. And that's how not to start a marriage or to start a family. Before you start, you must know the person. You must know the person. The way the person even talks to you, and you are trying to tell me that, oh, this person is going to change. Maybe when we get married, things are going to be all right. Maybe this, maybe that, maybe that. No, so far as the person didn't accept you at the first place, the person is in for something. The person is in for something. For instance, if you tell me that I should be prosperous before you can marry me, that means that when there is poverty or when there is hardship in the family, you're gonna leave. You're gonna leave. So you have presented your head matters, whatever is your heart and your head, you have already presented them to me. So I may take caution. Yeah, I have to take caution. So, mommy, I think once you are in the marriage stage, it's hard for you to control it. So this one is even advice to we that are coming, that even you have to know the way the person is speaking, the way the person is treating you. You don't have to just just cover it in the name of love and everything. Don't be blinded by love. Mature people don't love by emotions.
It's very right. It's very right what you just said there, which is the next comment that I was just going to read now, although we're going to finish soon. Next comment with Minister Bertha says, well said, Pastor Enoch. There's normally a vision, but excitement of getting married overshadow everything else, which
that's true, Minister.
You just said that you don't love by emotion, because that is an excitement. Emotion and excitement is just an emotion that you're getting because you're getting married, you are happy. That excitement means you forget about the reality that once you enter in, there's nothing exciting in there. Is reality, is true life, is not fiction anymore. It's not something that you said, I will be in tonight and tomorrow night I'm going to sleep at my mom's or my dad's to run away from the argument or whatever. You are there 24/7. So from the 24/7, how do you manage it 24/7? So it's
Mommy,
really.
I don't catch you. one person, one lady asked me that, do I take loose? Do I take loose or shaves and those kind of things if I'm considering somebody to marry? I said, no, I don't even look at that. And I said, I won't even look at that. Once I know your character, you are going to marry the character, not the looks. Because at the end of the day, looks can be deceiving. Looks can be deceiving. Now we have all manner of plastic things, and everything is now artificial. Human beings are even artificial. So looks can be deceiving. So when I'm going in for somebody, I was telling her that I'm going in for the character of the person. How the person can add up to me, not to subtract from me. How I can add up to the person, not subtracting from the person. That was the solution I gave her. Because at the end of the day, people end up committing suicide in marriage and this kind of thing, break out, everything. So we don't take loose, but rather we take the characters of the person.
Brilliant, thank you. We now have reached the final stage where I'm going to ask you to give your final view on this issue. Couples who should make the first step when they argue, when they have a problem, when they have a situation. If you like to summarize what you think and what advice you can give to young as old people out there. Some people are stuck in marriage, in relationship, and the main issue is that who is actually making the first step. The main killer of that relationship is making the first step to resolve a problem. What do you think? Final advice for anyone out there?
Thank you, Mommy. My conclusion is that we all have responsibility to play when it comes to relationship. Whether the man or the woman, you all have responsibility. Everybody must be able to know that here I'm wrong, here I'm right, and sit down with the other partner and to bring solution on board. And in a relationship, if we want it to work, we don't look for problems. We look for solutions. Most successful marriages are the people that overlook some wrongs of the other partners and try to bring solutions on board. Everybody wants somebody that will always bring solution to him, not complaining to him, or solutions to her, not complaining to her. Once you are able to work on yourself, that's what make you a successful person. So every problem doesn't start with your partner, it starts with you. When you solve your problem, you'll be able to solve or help your partner. So we try to bring solutions in the marriage. We try to bring solutions in the relationship. Before you start, even in a relationship, you got to know what the person wants and what the person doesn't want. And if your minds are not the same, I don't think there is no need for you to just move on or go ahead with the relationship, because at the end of the day, or in the middle of the sea, one person might make a mistake, and that will be the end of the journey. So the best way is always to know the person well, know the wants and the don'ts in a relationship. And after you guys have come together, we are not saying that the problems won't come, but any other problem that will come aside the characters of you two people is something that can be solved with wisdom. Thank you, mommy.
Thank you so much. Such a great wisdom there. The problem starts with you. So solve yourself, resolve yourself, then you can also deal with the other partner. If you have a partner who is consistently apologizing even when they're not wrong, then know that you have to change. Only fools cannot change. Own your responsibility, own your issue, and also step up and apologize. If your partner who constantly apologizing to seek for the peace of the relationship, if that suits you, carry on apologizing, but at the same time, hopefully that will not bring you shame, or it doesn't bring you disgrace to the outside world. But if it does, and you can take it for the sake of that relationship, then who are we to judge? Carry on doing what you do best. But again, like my son was saying, men are the head of the household. They are the head of the family. There's no issue that a man cannot resolve if he really needs to resolve it. There's no situation that is more bigger than a man in his own household, unless he has given up, unless he doesn't want to do it anymore, unless he has decided completely not to want to try. Because like minister was saying, how you correct your wife and where you correct, bringing a big change to that relationship. So men are there. You have the ability to bring peace in your house. You have the ability to make your wife understand where they're going wrong, and you have the ability to understand where you're going wrong and to be able to resolve any issue. So there's no rules to who must make the first step when there's an issue in a relationship. There's no hard line to men must always make the first step, or women must always make the first step. It really takes maturity, and it takes the key piece of the house of that relationship to make the first step. And Minister Bata say a man is always the head of the woman, and the woman is a builder. Man is always the head, and the woman is a builder. So the heads can decide to create peace, impose peace, and want peace, and it can work. With love, you are able to find peace in your own heart. But without love, it's also difficult to find peace. So thank you for hearing us. Thank you for listening. Please share.
Mommy, one question.
Yes, please. Yes.
Wait, is there an age limit where somebody should enter into relationship? Do we have particular age that somebody should enter into relationship? That somebody is qualified to enter into a relationship?
Well, I would say age has been given by governments in different countries. Some countries are 21 years old. Some countries, depending on which country, wherever country you are, you have to follow the law of the land first before you actually even think of a relationship. But a relationship really is for mature people. Relationship are really, really, truly for mature people. If you're not mature, it's very difficult to enter into any relationship. When I mean relationship, I mean I'm talking about taking responsibility for that relationship. There's some relationship where we will come to that in one of the topics where people call other one night stand or whatever it is. We don't classify that as a relationship. We call a relationship where two people are formally engaged together and they are committed to live together. They are committed to create a family together or to build a home together. So for that, it really takes a mature people, mature, when I say not mature in age, but really mature in behavior and character, then you can enter a relationship, because relationship has ups and downs, good and bad sides. You can suddenly just wake up in the morning and decide not to smile, not to laugh, not because someone has done you wrong. It's just your mood on that day. So if the other partner is not able to deal with that, then obviously it's difficult to enter a relationship. So relationship are things that are predictable and unpredictable. You can wake up in the morning, you plan your day very well with your partner. It takes a phone call from a friend to say, oh, I'm lost on the road, or I'm stuck there, or I need this. Then the partner will run to go and rescue them. You have planned the day. Now you're no longer a priority. Somebody else is now a priority because they need your partner more than you need them at that time. Can you stay? Can you support it? Can you hold on to it? Can you agree to it? That's what I say again. It takes maturity to enter into a relationship. You might have your saving, you might have your money, and then one of your friends just comes in with a problem where you have to carry your saving, your saving and your partner's saving, because you have a friend who, or a family member who is in life and death situation and they need that money. Now, in a relationship, if that money is going, are you mature enough to say, no, 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 we need to help this person? And you not mature enough to say, this is our money, it's our relationship, someone else cannot filter or enter. We agreed, and that's it, we cannot change our agreement. So relationship takes a lot in people. So it takes mature people to just navigate those scenarios together. You might be in a relationship. For instance, you go and visit a friend, you predicted to stay for 2 hours, you get there, the conversation is going on nicely, you haven't seen the friend for a long time, you extend to another hour, your partner knows that you should be back in 2 hours and there are now 3 hours there. Can they agree to it that you it's not just a fixed 2 hours, now it's extending to 3 hours? Will they understand that, okay, you can go to a friend and stay for 3 hours when you agree 2 hours? So again, it takes maturity. So there's lots of things in a relationship to make a relationship work. A lot of things. Can a partner be mature enough to understand that my partner was at home the whole day and I've been working the whole day and they didn't cook food and I have to come back and cook for myself? While they've been in the house, they could have provided some food for me and they didn't do it. Will that be the end of the relationship because you didn't find any food and they've been there sitting down the whole day, perhaps watching TV? So it takes a lot more on board to be in a relationship. So I will, again, on a short way to answer your question, it really takes maturity to be able to cope and to stay and to enter and to dwell and to be happy in a relationship. These days, I haven't seen a lot of people being happy in a relationship. People are in a relationship, but they are not really happy. They're miserable. A lot of people are so miserable in relationship is because they did not enter there with maturity, because relationship is really unpredictable. It's like you're walking around with Jesus Christ. Everything is things that you don't predict to see. There's always miracles. There's always a sick person being healed. There's always something happening. There's always another thing happening. So relationship is really, really, it takes a lot, and it takes a lot of maturity. Even mature people, they stumble a lot. So it just takes heart. You have to just be patient. You have to be mature. You have to be understanding beyond understanding in order for you to cope in a relationship. It's not much about you anymore. It's about the other person. So it's more about the other person. And for the other person, it's more about you. So it's like vice versa. You are taking care of the other person, and they are also taking care of you. So you expect them to take care of you. You are expected to take care of them. So it's like you're crossing that way. This person is crossing that way. That person is crossing that way. You have to be able to think about them, and they have to be able to think about you. If you get to the stage where you think about them more than they think about you, then there's a problem. Until then, thank you. I hope I have answered
Sure, mommy.
I hope I have answered your problem. You commented that there's a lot of sorrowful union these days. So until we meet again, thank you so much. We have gone over the top. Thank you so much. Thank you. Please follow us, share, and subscribe. Until we see you again next week, same time, same place. Stay tuned. Thank you. Stay tuned. Thank you.
Yes,
And it's been a blessing to have you. This is Let's Chit Chat, a real platform with real issue and real situation. Thank you.
Let's Chit Chat UK live stream. Hey, I'm Pastor Cecile Abba, a counselor by profession.